People are falling behind in their mortgages every day. So far, most of my content has revolved around REOs. Bank foreclosures is where the vast majority of my business came from during the last bubble. But I also spent a substantial amount of my time helping distressed homeowners avoid foreclosure. Having that bank business was great, but preventing foreclosures is far more satisfying for me as an agent. There are record amounts of equity out there, but people are struggling today. There were 1,073 Lieu pending notices sent out in Broward County in the third quarter of 2022. That's an increase of 30% over the same period last year. That seems significant to me. Go check out the public records in your area and see what's happening. Lieu pendens means pending legal action, called a notice of default in some states. It's the first step towards foreclosure. That means in my marketplace that there's over 1,000 homeowners that are going to need guidance to avoid foreclosure in only a 3-month period. Now that their troubles are in the public records, these individuals will be surrounded by bottom feeders, so-called investors that are going to offer to purchase their home and save them from foreclosure. The catch is it will be subject to the current mortgage. In other words, all the homeowners must do is sign over a quitclaim deed, perhaps in exchange for a small amount of money. Supposedly, this investor is going to take over the payments. The investor now has control of the property for little or no money. Then they will try and resell it for a profit. If they can't, they don't give a damn about the mortgage. They'll just let it fall into foreclosure. This is a very bad option for homeowners. There are essentially 5 viable alternatives to foreclosure that you can present to homeowners, and I'll lay them out for you over the next few minutes. Then you can go and guide these homeowners in distress and help them find the best course of action. Many people that get behind in their mortgage and their other bills are in denial. If they aren't paying their mortgage, they certainly aren't paying a lot of their other bills as well. I've been in newly foreclosed homes that had drawers full of bills that were never even opened. They need to talk to their creditors, especially the mortgage holder. The mortgage holder really doesn't want to foreclose on them. It's an expensive proposition for them. They can present other options for the borrower. And this leads me to my first alternative to foreclosure, which is a loan modification or forbearance. A loan modification changes the terms of the loan. The interest rate could be lowered, or the principal balance lowered, or both, the result of which is a more affordable payment. Loan modifications are usually on a trial basis. If the borrower makes their payments on time, all is good. If not, the loan likely reverts back to the old terms and then probably results in foreclosure eventually or a short sale. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Their other creditors can get a final judgment that results in a lien being attached to the property, which is why they need to try and work things out with their other creditors as well. Another alternative to foreclosure is what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. In essence, the borrower voluntarily gives up the property to the lender. The hit to the borrower's credit is less than in foreclosure, and it keeps the foreclosure out of public records. This option isn't a whole lot better than foreclosure, especially if they ever want to buy a home again. It could include some kind of relocation assistance like cash for keys. If it doesn't, then this probably isn't the best option for most. Another alternative is bankruptcy, but bankruptcy is usually more of a delaying tactic, however. It can buy the borrower some time to avoid the foreclosure auction if that's imminent, or an eviction if they file after the foreclosure takes place. There are 2 types of bankruptcies for individuals. There is Chapter 7, which liquidates their assets to pay off the debt, And then there's Chapter 13, which allows them to keep their home, car, and perhaps other assets if they have an income to support a repayment plan. A 3 or a 5 year payment plan is set up that pays off some of the debts. Other debts, usually unsecured debts, can be discharged at the end of the payment plan. Seek out some bankruptcy attorneys that you can refer people to. Those same attorneys could in turn be good sources of other business for you. Unfortunately, 90% of homeowners that file for bankruptcy end up selling their property in a short sale or losing it to foreclosure. And that's what my next alternative is, a short sale. A short sale takes place when a property is sold for less than what is owed on it. It is up to a short sale agent, that could be you, to negotiate a reduction in the principal and have the deficiency forgiven. The deficiency is the difference between the proceeds of the sale and the loan balance. In some rare cases, if the bank didn't feel that there was a sufficient hardship on the borrower, the deficiency could be turned into another unsecured loan and still allow the sale to take place. They will likely offer relocation assistance in cash to help the borrower transition to a new home. Yes, this does have an impact on their credit score, but they could qualify for another mortgage in as little as 2 years. My final alternative seems pretty obvious to most. If there's enough equity, just simply sell the property, regroup, live below your means for a while, fix your credit, and be able to buy again someday when you recover. Today's homeowners have seen a huge increase in the equity in their home, but they have an emotional attachment to it, and facing the fact that they should sell it can be difficult for them. We are seeing a market that is starting to decline. How bad and for how long, we don't really know. When homeowners reach the default stage, they are going to see their equity erode further with legal fees and court costs. When people can't pay their mortgage, they probably aren't maintaining their home either. It falls into disrepair and its value declines even further. Folks that are having trouble making ends meet because of inflation, but have a lot of equity, will end up treating their home like a credit card, much like what happened during the last bubble. They'll refi, even at these higher rates, because they're running out of alternatives. Job losses are coming. They're in the news daily. Remember, unemployment is a lagging indicator. I see this trap coming our way, a destruction of all this equity increases we've seen lately. We as agents need to prepare ourselves for this shift. You'll notice that not all of these alternatives will result in a commission for you, the agent. Think of yourself as a problem solver. If you can fix someone's real estate problem, word will get around and you will benefit in the long run. If you're new to my channel, please go check out my videos on how to get foreclosure listings from banks. In the months ahead, I'm going to be creating some content to help you solve homeowners' problems. Specifically, I'm working on a series of short sale videos, so please subscribe to my channel. Also consider joining my team of default specialists around the country. I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can schedule a call or a Zoom meeting with me. I'm Tom Day. Thanks for watching.